this is going to be a grudge match between two individuals who a year ago we would have called friends. Sonny Vice was a major part of Premier for quite a long time. Former Premier champion. He's beaten J-Rock. He's beaten Ron Mathis. He's beaten some of the best of the best. But
so you remember his accomplishments.
Yes.
You remember everything he's done here.
Yes.
So then why don't any of these people?
Well, I mean, it's not their obligation to heap praise upon Sonny Vice for the rest of his life. Vice, oh, wait a minute, Palace isn't going to waste any time. Andrew Palace wants a piece of Sonny Vice from Jump Street. Palace hasn't forgotten the chair to the skull. Palace hasn't forgotten Sonny Vice no-showing last month to avoid Andrew Palace. Look out, the pursuit is on all over this building.
I didn't quite catch that. Did he throw a paint can at him?
I have no idea, but they're out of here. They may be in the parking lot. We may have to scramble a camera out there.
No, that's it. All right. Good night, everybody.
No, we're not done yet.
Well, if there's no, I mean, what am I missing here?
Well, Palace is missing Sonny Vice so far.
Can't say he's missing him, Joe.
Well, hadn't caught him yet. Wait a minute. Vice made his way all the way around the building and back out the entrance. He tried to cut Palace off, but Palace came out the side door. It is the human game of chess. Palace.
Ooh. Did Palace run into that kid in the corner? That guy with the red hat? Is that Fred Durst?
No, Palace ran into the steel guardrail, hurt his ribs, but still caught Sonny Vice. Vice is hanging on to the ring. He's hanging on to the frame, whatever he can to get out of what is inevitably in his wheelhouse, and that's Palace get his hands on Sonny Vice and getting revenge for a concussive chair shot that cost Palace a defeat to Calvin Couture, which started that whole I Pin Palace nonsense, and Sonny Vice claiming that he's going to run Palace out of Premier and take his spot, all because Vice is jealous that Palace's accomplishments were more celebrated than Vice's were last year. But keep in mind, Vice left for 6 months. Palace didn't. Oh my God.
It sticks with you. You're the one who brought it up.
Well, you'll be first in line to purchase the single, I'm sure. And there's a knife-edge chop.
I already have it downloaded.
Excuse me. Well, Palace downloading a handprint across the chest of Sonny Vice.
That's more of an upload.
Touché.
No, it's one hand.
Andrew Palace has been waiting for this. Look out. Since the month of April, when Vice betrayed him, Palace brought Vice back to Premier to watch his back. And it wound up being the biggest mistake of his career.
I mean, really, there's only one person you can blame that on. The fans.
What?
I mean, had they not been such ingrates, had they treated him with the respect he deserved, then maybe Sonny wouldn't have had to do that.
That's a bit of a warped sense of logic. Sonny had to do that. Sonny had to knock his friend unconscious. Sonny had to become selfish and become glory hungry.
Would you have talked about him any other way?
No. I've always sung the praises of Sonny Vice.
Well, you're not singing them now, are you? There, Tweety Bird.
Sonny hadn't done much to earn it lately, by the by. As Sonny Vice cuts Palace off at the pass.
And see, you're just like all of them. Well, what has he done to earn it? What has he done for me lately? Well, what hasn't he done here to begin with?
It's not about what he's done for me. It's about what Vice has done to undermine his own reputation and think selfishly and think in a manner that has cost Palace nearly his livelihood, Palace his health, Palace's peace of mind.
Not to borrow a famous wrestler's phrase, but you're fickle.
Well, oh, jeez. Almost not necessarily a straight kick, but almost like a shining wizard
I was gonna
in the
say,
delivery.
A Muay Thai type strike.
Yeah. And this crowd a year and a half ago would have been on their feet for Sonny Vice, but you can sense that disdain because Vice is fighting for a much different cause than he used to. Hard right hand. And Vice is hurting Palace as an example to all these fans, to stick it to these fans ringside who Vice has blamed for every setback in Vice's career.
And have these fans learned anything? No. And so unfortunately, they're going to have to continue to learn the lesson at the expense of Andrew Palace's health and well-being.
It's unfortunate that you're on the Sonny Vice bandwagon of, it's everybody else's fault but my own.
I would disagree with that entirely. It's not... Sonny Vice has done nothing but try and make a name, try and elevate this area, this wrestling company, and everyone seems to be, again, say, what have you done for me lately? You wouldn't have anyone doing anything for you to begin with if it wasn't for the work of this man.
Hard knife-edge chops by Sonny Vice. Jeez. And Palace is trying to absorb that pain.
Oh, I think he's absorbing it, Joe.
And Vice up. Palace breaks free and unloads with shots of his own.
Chop after chop. Now just blatantly punching Sonny Vice in the head.
Swing and a miss. And Vice connects. Look out. Palace a step ahead again. Quickens the pace. That favors the Spasmanian Devil. And Palace finally caught Vice on the rebound.
Solid clothesline. You heard the impact of that from all the way over here.
And Palace, you gotta wonder what that took out of Palace. Certainly seems to have taken a lot out of Sonny Vice as well.
I was gonna say, you saw Palace pumping his arm like he was trying to get blood back into it from the force that he hit Sonny Vice with.
This could be time for Palace's ultimate revenge. The clotheslines connect.
Vice's credit, back up to his feet with every connection.
Yeah, well, at this point, it may only be the corner holding him up.
Oh, that straight right hand.
And, half and half suplex. Vice jumped in the back of his head. Palace is going for impact. The double underhook. The Tiger Driver. Could this be all? Vice kicks out. If you're Andrew Palace, what would it take to get that retribution you've been seeking?
To be honest, I don't know. I'm not saying Andrew Palace doesn't have a right to be angry about the way that things happen. I'm just saying maybe if you're a good friend, you look at the root cause and you try and work it out with them, as opposed to expressing your displeasure with a hernia driver.
Yeah, hernia driver, but Vice countered, slipped through, rolled through, caught Palace between the eyes, and Vice down with that modified, elevated bulldog takedown. A Vice specialty. Palace is dazed. Palace gets the feet up, but Vice with a kick right to the back of the neck, and that swing through German suplex, using the ropes for extra impact on the way down, and Sonny Vice down with the headbutt. Palace in a bad way. And could this be enough? 2 count only.
That headbutt took a lot out of Sonny Vice.
Where does Palace go if Vice pins him? And notice Vice, a bit of frustration. Vice wants to end this thing and get out of Dodge.
I mean, can you blame him?
I can't say that I do.
I can't say that he's looking to make any point here outside of he's just trying to get the match over with.
Here's a point. Here's the point of contention that started this. the chair to the skull. I don't think Vice cares if he's disqualified or not. He wants to end this for good and drop Palace out of Premier, but Palace blocks it. Second time.
No.
Swing and a miss, dropkick connects.
Solid dropkick that time by Andrew Palace.
And Palace
to his feet.
Well, Palace has his eyes locked on that chair. Palace is looking to end Sonny Vice, much like Vice did to him. This is going to be... Wait a minute! Wait a minute!
Oh, of all the people to run... Oh!
That's Wardlow! That is Wardlow!
The man with war in his name.
6'4", 265 pounds. We haven't seen Wardlow in Premier in over 2 years, and look at the look on Vice's face.
I mean, I can't blame him. Not only did he spare him a beat down from a chair, but he just took out Andrew Palace for him.
You hear what Wardlow just said, Jay Worth?
No.
My house now.
I'm not going to argue with him. Welcome to your house, sir. Could I get you a drink?
All day long driver. And Jay Worth, Vice and Wardlow, I mean, they've known each other since day one. They trained together.
Yeah. They have a history.
And now apparently Vice has called in an old friend to help him with an Andrew Palace problem.
As far as running buddies go, I can think of a lot worse options than the 6'5" athletic machine of destruction that just showed up.
And they're not done with Palace. Somebody stop this. You talk about sending a message.
Vice slapping, and then oh,
DDT on the edge of that chair. Palace is motionless. Once again, Sonny Vice leaves Palace in a heap, but this time he had some pretty heavy machinery backing him up.
Look at that running, buddy. Good Lord. I can't say they're a team, but they're definitely a unit. And I wouldn't want to cross them.
And with Wardlow apparently watching Sonny Vice's back.
And vice versa.
What does this mean for Andrew Palace? Where does he go from here? Is there a future for Andrew Palace?
Only time will tell, Joe.
Sonny Vice has brought back Wardlow, and apparently now Sonny Vice has some extra backup to enable Sonny Vice to do whatever the hell he wants.